Alrighty, hi everybody. We're going to talk about Notebook LM. I am going to go mostly into mind maps, but just a quick overview real fast. I've been using Notebook LM since probably October 24, maybe it was 23. Let me see. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been 2023. So I've been using it, Notebook LM, since October 2023. And maybe a little bit around that time was when I really started liking it, of course. It has a lot of features, and a lot of the features have improved over the last year and a half. And so let's just go over a couple of things real quick. I'm in My Notebooks, but if I go to All, which is the default page, you'll see Featured Notebooks, and then you'll see Recent Notebooks, and that's how I got it arranged. You can go up here, and you can change it by title. And if you change it by title, it goes in alphabetical order. Right now, there's no way to avoid this other than going to My Notebooks. But don't underestimate the cool featured notebooks, which are the ones up top now. They are very cool. And even if you don't have any interest in any of these topics, you should go into them sometimes because it will show you how they do things. And like this one right here, The World Ahead, this is a finance one. Look at all these sources that they uploaded for you. And then you have all these outputs in Studio. So this is actually a pretty nice thing, and it's a public notebook. And if you go back to your notebooks, like I said, I usually go to My Notebooks now. And then I find the notebook that I want to do. And since the notebook I want to share is actually more recent, I'm going to do it this way to find it. So one more thing though, let me see, you can create up here and you can change the layout. I use light mode when I do Notebook LM, and the reason I do that is because I actually like the way the mind maps show up. And so mind maps are one of my favorite features. My favorite features are actually audio overview and mind maps. One of the newest features is video overview, and notice that this column right here for Studio has changed slightly. And so you have the top ways to do things, and then this reports one has a pull down that gives you some options for the different types of reports. And then also you have these buttons up here, the little menu buttons, and if you click on this, you can customize it. And so you can actually tell it what you want. And same with audio overview. You can click on this, you can tell it what you want. Notice it says it doesn't really show an option for mind map, and it doesn't show a lot of options for reports. Now on this particular one, I've done quite a few things. I've been testing this, and this is just a fun notebook for me. The other thing I actually like is I like this collapse pane. So you can collapse your sources and you can collapse your studio, and you have more room in here. But the reason why I like to collapse sometimes is the icons are easier to see, and it's easier to tell what you want or what you have. So like this one right here looks like a little YouTube symbol. It actually is the video overview. This, if you hover over it, tells you what's there, and this is the one, a report. This is a mind map. This is a note. This is a report. This is another video overview, and this is another report, mind map, and note. So I do like that a little bit. And then if you want to read it all or just play the video or play the audio, you can just play in here. And then if you click on the three dot menu, you can rename, you can download, you can share, and you can delete. All right, so let's get to what I've been doing. So one of the things that I've been testing in this one is how can I make my mind maps look different and a little bit cooler. I've tried to find ways to trick it into coloring it better. Couldn't really do that, but I did find some small things that I can do by making notes and then adding them as sources. All right, so right now you'll see that I have three sources, and this one is the main source, which is the Wikipedia. These two are modifications that I tried to make when I tried to modify things. And so if I click on this one, you will see down here what I asked it to do. So this was my attempt to modify some of the mind map stuff, and I put please change the concept of the main character to be Grogu. Also, anywhere you see the Mandalorian is mentioned, change the word to Mando, and I did it in all caps. Please use Star Wars emojis when producing content for the video overview. Please replace Din Djarin with the emoji Sunny, which is the smiley face with the sunglasses. Please use the word child instead of kid. And please add a main category in the mind map that is called questions and have a subcategory called 1 through 10. And then up here it tells you the same thing. It says this source outlines specific modifications for a mind map, and it goes and it breaks it down, and here are the key topics. All right, so that was that one. And then on this one, I think this was the newer one. I did the same thing, but I changed it from mind map to just modifications. And the information is still the same. I bullet pointed it, used child instead of kid. I got a little more general, used emojis in the video overview, blah, blah, blah. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to deselect this one, and I am going to create another mind map. I have a few, but I'm going to create another mind map so you can see it in action. Mind maps don't take too long, so we'll give it a minute or two. I'll probably skip to it. I might edit a little bit. All right, so now it's here. So let's look at it. So again, one of the things I said that I liked about mind maps in light mode is that it's a little bit more colorful. So I like the color. And you can zoom in and out. All right, so the first thing that you notice is it does say Mando in all caps, and it has emojis. Now, I can't really tell what that emoji is, but it's some kind of Star Wars emoji, at least according to the emoji world. All right, so that worked. And then the one thing I forgot to tell you, and I can't remember if I read it to you, is that I actually added a category. I asked it to add a main category called questions, and then I asked it to create a subcategory 1 through 10, and there it is. And now if I click on this, it will say basically what I asked it to do, and it will just reiterate that, hey, you asked me to create this. So that's pretty cool. And then let's see, I'm going to go to premise. So 5 years after, you see another about Mando. And let's do cast and characters, central characters, the Mando. So now you see where the emoji is, and you see that where it substituted Mando for Mandalorian. And there's something about Grogu. All right, so you don't see a lot about the request to make Grogu the more central character. So, So in order to do that, we have to go to one of the videos. And so I've done a few videos, and they take a long time, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. I'm going to show you the most recent video, and then I'm going to show you a second video. So this is the most recent one. And when I did this one, I actually added in a modification, can you change Grogu to G-Man? And look, it did it. And so let's go ahead and expand this. I'm not going to play it all, but give it a chance.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a show that completely changed the game for Star Wars. We're going to break down the story, the big ideas, and the incredible tech that didn't just tell a new story, it literally redefined how a galaxy far, far away gets made. All right, so where do we even begin?
All right, so this one started out pretty good. I turned the sound off, but it's still playing. And then if you go through it, it references Gman. Notice it has the emojis, but I think it would do mostly emojis anyway. But I did ask it to do emojis. And let's see if we can get anything else out of this. More emojis, single working parent. Is this a story about good and bad? So some of the themes is the same. Now let me show you the other one that I did though. So remember I said I had two modifications up here. And so this is the one that said, please use Gmon for Grogu. I asked it to create the title that it used, so it used the right title. And there was one other thing. Oh, please add a question category in the mind map. So I still did that. But in this one, I asked it to create the subs for each number, and it did that in the original one. I think it's this one. So let me double check. So if we go here, here, here. So you can ask and do a lot of things with these guys. You have to be able to keep track. So if you keep changing things like I am for this particular video, just be prepared that you might get confused and you might miss things. So notice also, though, when you start playing with this stuff, these get reselected sometimes. So if you're doing anything and you want to deselect, always look to your left and make sure it's still deselected. And let me find one more. So I'm going to do this one. This was a second video. And let's play it.
All right, welcome to the Explainer.
Okay, so first thing you want to notice is that it's a female voice. The other one was a male voice. So you're getting male or female. I don't know if there's a pattern, and maybe I should test and see if you can do it. You can choose which one.
Today, we are diving deep into the show that absolutely captured the world's attention. The story of a mysterious child named Grogu and his reluctant protector on an incredible journey through a galaxy far, far away. Okay.
All right, so this one, you actually heard it, the host say, this is about Grogu. So this was one of the videos I did when I put in for the modification that Grogu should be the main character. And so it did. And this slide is actually the best slide because it actually tells you what I asked it to do. So it actually put it in the slideshow. So the parameters or the limitations I requested in my notes that I created as a source are outlined here. It says Grogu, main character, Mando, the TV series, The Mandalorian, so that's the nickname, Sonny for the lone bounty hunter, and then child, an infant or mysterious. So this is where I just asked it to use child, I think, and so, but it also references Grogu. So let me go a little bit further and see if I can find anything. So, space western. So it goes through the same. It still goes through all of the main things about the show, which is a very good show.
And suddenly has a brand new mission: protect the child at all costs and find a way to get him back to his.
All right, so I think that's it. But let me skip through just a little bit to see if I find anything else. This is about the technology,
the day-to-day struggle
Let's do this. Single parent, working parent, child. Keep saying child instead of kid. So I think this one was actually one of my favorite videos. There was another one, I'm not going to pull it up, that actually mentioned all the parameters at the beginning and indicated that it thought that was a great way and fun way to try to make a video overview. So there's a lot of things you can do. The other thing is, again, one more time, is you can have multiple. So if you count these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mind maps, and a few video overviews. So you can have quite a few. The good thing is you don't have to download them anymore. I do recommend that you maybe rename them and maybe put version numbers on them if you use them. And if you share, which I will share this one, let's see, copy link, and I will put it in the description of the video. And if you do share a lot, you actually have analytics that you can review. I think the analytics are only for a few things. To see analytics, this notebook needs to be shared with at least 4 other users and have some chat activity within the past 7 days. So there's some limitations on that. But anyway, so that is The Mandalorian, a Star Wars series. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.